find your seat, whatever that looks like for you today. You might want to prop the hips up on a blanket or even a pillow to get out of the low back. Sit up nice and tall, find some length in the spine. Just take a moment to take in your environment. Of course, you've been in this space a zillion times. It's most likely your home. But look around, just fresh eyes, not analyzing or critiquing, just taking it in. Even labeling what you see, just simply a lamp, statue, a cup. Look behind and above. And as you arrive a little more fully into the space, let's take it a step further by just, when you feel ready, letting the eyes start to either close or just find a soft gaze to the floor. And before going inward, stay connected to your space, your awareness in your space. You might notice the sounds. You might notice sensation on the skin, like the air. Trying really to not move into a place of judgment or critique. Just acknowledging, witnessing, being, receiving. And as you start to move consciously from the outside to the inside, just begin by following the natural flow of your breath. Feel the breath as it comes in and feel the breath as it goes out. I'm enjoying playing with the reminder that as we breathe in and out, there's a connection that's happening with the natural world. Because we're sharing our breath with the trees. So every time we breathe in and we breathe out, there's that connection that goes beyond us and beyond humans. Just allow that breath to flow and just have that awareness. Seeing the breath as a bridge. And choosing to really enjoy and savor that breath by welcoming it to deepen and lengthen. So without forcing anything, just welcome a fuller inhale deeper into the belly. And a slower, softer exhale as the belly melts back towards the spine. And the breath move in and out through the nostrils. Inhale, filling up, taking up space, finding an expansion and a lift. And exhale, finding that letting go and softening. And give yourself a moment to receive all that by being with the pause after the exhale. We'll take a few more mindful breaths on your own. Being fully aware of each stage of the breath. So not just the inhale and the exhale, but the pauses in between. On the next breath in, take the shoulders, roll them up to the ears. Exhale as you press them back and melt them down. Keep the spine nice and long and tall. Keep the shoulders rolling back. And then just gaze over the right shoulder. Nice big breath in and out. Bring that chin a little closer to the shoulder. And then gently tuck the chin, looking down towards the right elbow. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Take another breath. And very mindfully looking up beyond that right shoulder and then just exhaling back through center. Take a moment to reconnect and realign. Find your breath. And as you exhale, take the chin and gaze over the left shoulder. Take a nice full breath in, full breath out. And then eventually tucking the chin, looking down towards the left elbow, and breathing into those new sensations. And then inhale, lifting the chin and the gaze beyond the shoulder. And then exhale, bring it back through center. Take a nice cleansing breath, big full inhale. Audible releasing exhale. Take the arms out to the side, let the palms face forward, spread the fingers nice and wide, bring lots of energy into the fingers, expanding in all directions. Really even feeling into the space between each finger, a little webbing, feeling it stretch. And just notice as you extend the fingers, spread the webbing, and feel what you feel. And then try to relax those shoulders down if they've crept up by the ears. Take a nice big inhale as you stretch the arms up towards the sky, just to the height that feels safe for you. And then as you exhale, bring the palms together, hands to the heart. Take a moment to ask yourself what it is you need today. And then just listen. Anything comes that you want to create an intention around, feel free to do that now. When you feel complete, reach the fingertips straight up towards the ceiling with an inhale. And as you exhale, find cactus arms. Squeeze shoulder blades together, forearms to the back. Lift the heart, lift the chin, take another breath. And then inhale, reach the fingertips all the way up. As you exhale, we'll float the right hand down. Left fingertips reach, reach, reach. And then we start to find that hinge. Reach the fingertips towards the ceiling, but over maybe where the wall is attaching to it. Take that top shoulder, roll it open if that feels safe for you. And then look past the elbow to get in a little bit deeper. A nice big inhale, opening up that side body. And maybe keep the body as it is, but move the gaze and the head to look towards the ground hand. And let's move the gaze back beyond the lifted arm. One more inhale, one more. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Use your core strength to lift you, and then release that arm down. Feel what you feel. Big inhale. Big exhale. Reach both fingertips out and up with a breath in. Hands to the heart with your breath out. Remind yourself of your intention if anything was speaking to you. And when you feel ready, reach the fingertips straight up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take the left arm and float it down. Let's reach up with the right fingertips and reach down over. Creating lots of length in the right side body. You might take that top shoulder, roll it open. And the bottom shoulder, if it's up by the ear, let's bend the elbow and relax that shoulder down. Look up beyond the elbow. Open up a little bit more. And then go ahead and look down towards the ground and hand. And then up past the elbow one more time. Reach those fingertips. And then go ahead and come all the way up and release that hand down. Go inward, feel what you feel, and connect with your breath. And switch the cross of the legs. So putting one in front that maybe was in back or on top and bottom. See how this feels. Lengthen up through the spine. And stretch the arms out and up with a big breath in. And as you breathe out, we'll find our twist. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Gently coming into your twist a little deeper with each breath, not pushing or forcing. Inhale, length, exhale, melting. Letting the gaze go behind you and being really mindful to keep the shoulders pulling back. And then let the chin reach towards the back shoulder. With a big breath in and out. Lengthen up with your inhale. Pull the tummy in, twist a little deeper with your exhale, if that feels okay. Then keep the left hand on the knee or thigh, wherever it is. The right arm is going to reach straight back behind you. Reach for the wall behind you. And then float the fingertips up towards the ceiling. We're going to cross the arms around the spine, tuck the chin. Don't go too deep, just go to the point that feels good. Let's take a nice full breath into the back of the heart. And then we inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky as you lift the heart. As you exhale, we're gonna take the elbows down by your ribs, palms up like you're holding two pizzas. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze the elbows in like they're gonna kiss behind you. And then go ahead and let the palms drop down, relax the shoulders. Take a nice full breath in and out. Let's sweep those arms up one more time and retwist to the other side. Moving into your twist nice and mindfully, not going too deep right away. Lift your breath, bring you in maybe a little bit further. Maybe just softening you to the place that you're at. Check in with all the other muscles that might want to be participating. So if they're not necessary, like the face does not need to grip here, it can soften. Forehead can melt, jaw can surrender. Just take another full breath in and out as you melt into your twist a little deeper. Big breath in, release that left hand to the back wall. Reach it all the way up towards the ceiling. Spiral back around as the hand crosses the midline to the other side, rounding the spine. Tuck the chin, take a nice big breath into the upper back. And we'll float the arms up as we lift the heart. Big breath in, and as you exhale, just float the arms down by your side. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen the spine, big inhale, big exhale. Please take your hands to your knees. Let's move through a little cat-cow here. Opening up the front body, you might lift the chin if that feels good, and then exhaling, rounding off the back body. Pulling the heart and the belly button to the wall behind you. And just go with your rhythm, your breath. Softening jaw. Noticing if things feel a little different today. Not judging or critiquing or analyzing, just meeting your body where it's at. And reminding yourself you're coming home. Home to the here and now, home to your body and your breath. How can you show up with a little more love, a little more kindness, a little more compassion for yourself? Because it all starts with you. Let's move through one more. And on your next inhale, you can take yourself to neutral spine. Be sure to roll the shoulders when you arrive. Melt them down. When you do arrive, let's take that right leg out to the side, any amount is fine. With the left heel, pull in so it's in line with the heart as best you can. Make sure both sitting bones are on the ground. If you find yourself leaning into that bent knee, go ahead and put something underneath it to ground the sitting bones into either your prop or the ground underneath you. Sit up nice and tall, find that length in the spine. Okay. You might start with the hands behind you. Make sure that foot is flexed. I still have my woolly socks on. They'll probably come off soon, but they might be hard to see. The toes are pointing up, press energy out the heel. Hands come behind you, squeeze shoulder blades together, start to lift the heart, press through the fingertips. Feel the pelvis start to roll forward. Nice full breath. Feel free to stay right here, either for a little while or the whole time, or take the hands forward. I'm going to suggest pulling the floor towards you to find that length in the spine. The shoulders roll back. Your tailbone reaches to the back of the room. Keep energy in that right foot up towards the ceiling. And then you might melt in a little deeper. Feel free to find that little kind of rock and roll to kind of just feel things out. And then pause, take a couple breaths, and then you might decide to drop in even deeper. You might stay right where you are, either forward or straight up. Wherever you are is perfect. Just be there fully. Press energy out the heel. You might tuck the chin to find more length in the back of the neck. And then just be with your breath. Nice full inhale. And a full exhale. Okay. Another breath in, another breath out. Rooting hands down, low tummy pulls in. Start to lift yourself up, pressing the earth away. Roll shoulders when you arrive. Up nice and tall. Now we can take this straight leg and bend it, placing the foot in front. Take the bottom leg, your left leg, and tuck it in a little bit. So the knee is now facing the front, the heel is close to your right hip, but both sitting bones are still on the floor. So if one sitting bone has left the floor, then go ahead and even yourself out a little bit. And then you can cross that foot over the midline if that's accessible. So wherever you land is fine. Sit up nice and tall, find that length in the spine. Left hand comes to that right knee, whether you crossed over or it's in front of the right hip. Wherever you are is perfect for you today in this moment. And then sit up tall, inhale, reach the right fingertips to the sky. Exhale, reach those fingertips all the way to the ground behind you as we find a tighter twist, pulling the knee across the midline, getting into that outer hip. Actively pull this knee across the midline, opening the heart over to the right. Inhale, length, exhale, depth. Don't worry about how far you move into this twist. Just keep thinking about pulling that knee across the midline, get into the outer hip a little bit more juicy. Nice full inhale, full exhale. One more big breath. And as you exhale, slowly unravel back through center. When you arrive, we're going to let the right foot walk closer to the hip, dropping that knee down. So now it may drop down where the knees are perfectly aligned. If not, that's okay. If that foot is more up here, just bring it as tight as it'll go, sealing the thighs, bringing both heels towards the hips, trying to keep both sitting bones on the ground. So priority is both sitting bones on the ground first. And then if you come here and you don't feel very much going on, you might take those feet and walk them out and forward. That's going to get you in deeper. I'm not going to do that today because my hips are a little cranky. And then finally, another option, you can always take that bottom leg and keep it straight. Just seal the top leg over. So lots of options here. Wherever you are, sit up tall, take a nice full breath. Either stay here, just tuning into the sensations, reminding the body to let go. The glutes love to clench here. And you can also take the hands forward and start to melt in. Just staying with your breath. Just gonna let my little doggy in. This one, you gotta stay out, buddy. Sorry, that's the dog that doesn't behave well, so we're gonna keep him out there. I thought it was the other one. So let's just take 2 more breaths. Big inhale, big exhale, reminding the hips and the glutes to soften. And to root your hands down if you've leaned forward, slowly bring yourself up. And we're just going to take the hands behind, start to lean back. You can help the legs unwind. And just open them up. Take a nice wide V. Press through the fingertips, toes reach up towards the sky. Big inhale, big exhale. And please bend your right leg, bringing the sole of the foot towards the inner thigh. Just bring that heel in line with the heart. Flex the left foot. Hands can stay behind you, lifting. Remembering to keep sitting bones grounded and don't fall into that front knee. If the knee is pulling you in one direction, and just put something under that knee. And then you might walk the hands forward. You might go inward. Melt a little deeper, soften the jaw. Find your breath. You might tuck the chin to find more length in the back of the neck. Make sure there's action in that left leg by flexing the foot, grounding through the left heel. Another big breath here. Big inhale, big exhale. Rooting hands down, low tummy pulls in as you press the earth away, rolling shoulders as you arrive. Go ahead and take that left leg, bend the knee, place the heel in front of the hip. And either stay like that, or we can pull that right knee in, bringing the heel closer to the left hip. And then you can also cross over. So all the options for our deeper twist. Sit up nice and tall, big inhale, right hand to that left knee. And then left arm's going to sweep up as you open the heart over to the left. And then reach that arm behind you and place it to the ground. Do find length as you inhale and depth as you exhale, but remember, pulling that left knee or thigh across the midline is going to get you a little more into that outer hip. You want to open that outer hip up. Just take a nice full breath in, full breath out. Another big inhale, big exhale. On your next exhalation, you'll unwind back through center. When you arrive, go ahead and start to walk that left heel closer to your right hip, letting the knees collapse towards each other. Coming into our shoelace. So if you want to deepen this, walk the feet out. And if it's a little too much, then just soften it up a bit, and you can even straighten the bottom leg forward. Wherever you are, sit up tall, feel the glutes and the hips and the thighs, feel all the places that you might be feeling sensation, holding tension, release, either drop in deeper, stay right where you are, and melt inward. You might tuck the chin to create more and more length in the back of the neck. And keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Soften the jaw. Allow yourself to go inward to scan the body. Let go of those places that are gripping. Best you can. Big inhale, big exhale. Rooting hands down, low tummy pulls in. Slowly press yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders when you arrive and take those hands behind you. Lean back to release the legs. And you might take the feet wide, just find a little windshield wiper. That always feels good. All right. And we'll just do one more posture here, taking the soles of the feet together. Bring the fingertips behind you, close to your hips. Sit up tall, squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart. Okay. It feels good to hang out here. Please do that. If it's a little too much, you can take blocks or pillows underneath the knees or thighs. And I'm going to do that today because I aggravated my hip. It's not very happy with me. So I'll take my hands to the ankles, which is an option as well. And you can start to hinge forward if that feels good. And let the eyes soften. Start to bring your awareness inward. Let go of the outside awareness a bit more. Just be with your breath, be with sensations, be with your body here and now. Notice whatever there is to notice, even if that's feeling a little unsettled here or thoughts or distractions. Whatever comes up, maybe it's just pure compassion and kindness for yourself. You let yourself drop in further if that feels good to you. Liberate your hands. Press the earth away as you slowly lift up. Use your core strength to lift you up. Keep the hands to the knees. Help the knees together. If you are sitting on a blanket, you might push it away. I'm going to take off one layer, remove my socks. All right. So staying as you are, we're just going to have the feet hip distance. The hands behind you. I always like to do this with my fingertips pointing away, but a lot of teachers do teach it with the fingertips pointing towards you. So if your wrist can handle that, then feel free to do that. But I also find it really intense on the wrists. So that's why I do it this way. Squeeze the elbows and the shoulders together, lift the heart, ground through the feet. We're going to reverse tabletop, press the hips up. Keep grounding down, press the hips up more. Keep grounding down, press the hips up more, squeeze the glutes. Keep the chin tucked in unless you know that your neck is safe to let it drop back. Keep pressing down to lift up, one more breath. And then slowly release the hips. As you release the hips, go ahead and take the arms, wrap them around the knees. Take your left hand, grab your right wrist, tuck the chin, pull the knees wide. Get a little traction in that wrist. Nice full breath here. Lift the head and heart, take the hands behind you again, squeeze shoulder blades and elbows together, ground through the hands and the feet, and then we lift up for tabletop again. Press down, lift up, press down, lift up, keep squeezing. Another breath. Good. So very slowly, mindfully, release those hips down, and you'll wrap the arms around the knees, grab hold of the opposite wrist. I believe right hand grabs left wrist. Tuck the chin. Start to pull the knees away from each other, which starts to bring some traction into the wrist. Nice full inhale, full exhale. Good. Inhale, lift the head and heart, release the hands, and let's make our way around to tabletop. So as you get yourself set up in your tabletop, you might want to make sure the blocks are at the top of your mat so they're there if you need them later. Spread the fingers wide. Wiggle yourself around in tabletop. You can start by moving to a little cat-cow. Noticing how this feels different from doing cat-cow when we're seated. Feel free to bring any extra movement in that your body organically is craving. A little side opening or little rib rolls. The teacher who used to call this big bear, like anything goes, like a bear stretching when it comes out of hibernation. Might move the neck a little. And then begin to let the toes come together, the knees go a little bit wider, we press the hips back, child's pose. Taking 3 nice full breaths. Begin to root down through the hands, slowly lift yourself back up into your tabletop. Align the legs so knees are under the hips. And grounding through the limbs. Tummy pulls in. Let's extend the right leg behind you, hips stay squared. Press energy out the heel, find your drishti. Let your eyes rest on a point out in front of the fingertips. And then you might stay there or walk the left fingertips forward. Or float them up to the sky, up to the wall in front. Let's take a nice full breath here. Next exhale, we'll bring the elbow in towards the knee or just the knee in if just the leg is lifted. And then inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Let's just do one more. Bring it in. Find that extension, lift a little more, and then release down. Find your roots. Let's extend that left leg behind. Flex the foot, toes can always be on the ground. Should have mentioned that before. Left hip grounds towards the earth. Begin to maybe float the right fingertips forward or leave them where they were, or float them up. Find your drishti, find your breath. Begin to bend the knee, bring it in towards the nose. Maybe the elbow comes in. Inhale, extend. Nice and slow. So we're not just pulsing in and out. Pull it in, squeeze in and up. Be really mindful with the movement. And then inhale, extend. One more. And then extend, hold it there, lift a little bit, and then release down. Let's wiggle ourselves back into child's pose. Allow a few breaths in child's pose. You might walk the fingertips forward, finding a little more length in the side body. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Begin to lift the head, the heart, and the armpits. You might come up on fingertips even. Then take the left arm and thread it underneath the right armpit. Come to the left cheek. Drop that left cheek to the floor. Keep pressing through the right fingertips, opening up the right armpit just a little bit. So it's kind of like thread the needle, but the bottom half of the body is still in child's pose. Now you can stay just like this, or start to walk the right hand towards the middle of your mat, opening up that right armpit a little bit more. You can always slide the left fingertips more towards the side wall to get into it more of a twist. Take another breath here. Begin to ground through the left hand. Press down, inhale, unwind, come back through center. Come to your active child's pose, pull the shoulders back, tuck the chin, let the crown of the head reach forward. It should be lifted off of the mat. Pull the tummy and the ribs in and up. Take a nice breath here. And then we slide the right fingertips underneath the left armpit. Come to the right cheek and drop in. Left fingertips press into the floor, maybe even walk to the middle of your mat, opening up that left armpit a little more. Nice full breath. And begin to root down through the left hand, slowly unwind, bring that right arm forward, active child's pose. Mindfully pull the shoulders back, space around the ears and the neck. Tuck the chin, crown of the head reaches forward, and then pull the ribs in and up. Nice active child's pose. Ground through the hands, lift yourself all the way up into tabletop. You'll walk your hands forward a little bit. Shift shoulders over wrists, lower down to the earth, a modified chaturanga. Keep those knees down, keep the tummy lifted, lower to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra, heart lifts. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. One more, might be baby cobra. You might press up a little higher if that feels good to you today. And release. Either pressing up to a modified plank, keeping knees down, or curl those toes under and press up into your full plank. Press the earth away, squeeze to the middle line. Another breath. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let yourself settle in here. Bending each knee, walking your dog, seeing how things feel today. Let the hips reach further back. Nice full breath in and out. You might move the neck a little. Begin to extend the left leg behind you. Flex the foot, press energy out the heel. Try to keep those hips square and step the left leg all the way forward. Grab it and pull it forward if it needs a little help. When you arrive into your lunge, squeeze those inner thighs towards each other. Lengthen through the spine. You can put your hands up on blocks to give yourself a little more spaciousness. Take another breath. Keep squeezing to the middle line. Big inhale, big exhale. Hands ground to the floor. Walking forward a little bit. Right leg kicks into the air. Standing L just for a brief moment, and then step the right foot to meet the left. Let the knees have a bend, release the head. You might clasp elbows if that feels good to you right now. Ground through all the corners of the feet. Tailbone starts to lift up as the head grows heavier, melting. Nice full inhale, full exhale. Ground through the legs, strong and stable. Release the arms. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine, shoulders roll back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive. It's like passing through chair pose. Take it all the way up and then hands to your heart. When you arrive, take a nice full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, right through center, forward fold. Ground through the hands, let's step back with the right leg. Root down, find your roots, find your foundation, and then float yourself up, high lunge. Remember, feet can go wider from left to right to stabilize you. Back leg can be straight, but it also can be bent if that feels better for your hips or lower back. Certainly does in my body. Round down, lift up, and take those arms, float them behind you, clasp the hands, bend the elbows, glue the palms together. You maybe squeeze shoulder blades together, and maybe the knuckles start to go down. Pull the ribs and the tummy in. Send your gaze skyward, take another breath. Ground down through the feet, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And then exhale, place your hands to the floor on either side of that left foot, and we step back into plank. Feel free to move right back into down dog or child's pose, or move through your vinyasa. Make it yours. When you inhale and find your heart opener, let those shoulders move away from the ears. Taking your time, but when you do arrive in your down dog, find your breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Extend the right leg behind you as you arrive. Square the hips, press energy out the heel. Step it all the way forward, open it forward if it needs it. Find yourself in your low lunge, so that might be with blocks. Squeeze those inner thighs together so you can find more length, more space. Another breath. You guys take the hands to the floor, walk them forward a little bit. So you lean into that right leg, bend the left knee, step it, send it all the way up for a quick standing L. And then step it forward, forward, fold. Maybe the head gets a nice gentle shake, yes or no. Ground through the feet, inhale, come up halfway, straight spine, find space and length. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands to the heart. Big inhale. Big exhale. Feel the feet on the earth. Feel your body in this moment. Your breath in this moment. Sweeping arms out and up with a big inhale. Palms together, exhale, take it down. Root down through the hands, step back with the left leg. Get your foundation situated. So take time to be present and mindful before you float yourself all the way up into your high lunge. When you arrive, remember, if balance is not your friend today, go wider with your legs from left to right. Let's release the hands to the low back, clasp them. Squeeze shoulders and elbows towards each other as you might decide to bring the knuckles down. Keep the action between the shoulder blades. Another breath. Maybe the gaze goes skyward if that feels right for you. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down either side of that front foot, take it slow, and then step back, plank. Either move back into dog, child's pose, or move through your vinyasa. You're gonna move through your vinyasa, either knees up or down, lower through your exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And eventually exhaling back into your down dog. As you arrive, extend your left leg behind you. Bring the knee over towards the right elbow. Squeeze and pull in and up. And then send it back. Step the left leg forward. The back heel is going to ground down for warrior two legs. I'm going to walk the hands to the top right corner of your mat. So be mindful to keep the legs in warrior two. Walk the fingertips beyond the top right corner of the mat. Drop the head so the upper body's like in down dog. Keep the integrity in the bottom half of the body though, warrior two. Another breath here. Begin to walk the hands in underneath your shoulders. Ground through your legs. Float yourself up. Open up. Full warrior two. Settle in. See what that means for you today. Give the hips a little movement. See what happens with that front knee. And it stayed aiming over the second toe. If you want to go deeper, take the feet wider from front to back. Another breath. Straighten the front leg, back hand to back thigh, reverse triangle. Big inhale, big exhale. Back through warrior two. I'm going to swing that right arm down, lift the right heel, coming into your high lunge. Big inhale, big exhale. Ground through the left leg. Hinge forward just a bit, firing up the energy in that left leg. Bring the hands to the heart. I'm going to step the right foot forward. Tadasana. Big inhale, big exhale. Feel from side to side, from top to bottom. Sweep those arms to the sky. Hands to the heart. Step the hips back. Chair pose. Hips back. Knees bend a little bit, but think more about the hips going back. Pull the tummy in. Ground through the feet. Let's float those fingertips behind you. Squeeze shoulder blades. Take the palms to the outside, opening up a little more. Ground down and sweep the arms all the way up. Big inhale. And as you exhale, swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Come up halfway. And exhale, forward fold. Step back with the left leg. With that heel, it's going to draw down, but we're going to take the foot forward and release the heel down. So we're in warrior one footing here. Square off the hips, squeezing inner thighs together, and then root down and rise all the way up. Warrior one, ground down. Remember, we're on skis or railroad tracks, not a balance scheme. Want to work the inner thighs towards each other. Press down through the outer edge of the back foot. Take the arms wide, from left to right. I'm going to cross the left arm over the right, either give yourself a hug or find eagle arms. Lift the fingertips or the elbows if you're in a hug up towards the ceiling, but drop the shoulders. If you're in eagle arms, the left pinky edge, the pinky edge of the left hand rotates towards the wall in front of you. Good. Another breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Sweep the arms out, take up space, big breath in. And exhale, hands down around that front foot, step it all the way back. You've got a vinyasa if you want it. You do you, your practice, your way. Just be mindful with your choices. As you find your way into your down dog, extend your right leg behind you. Hips stay squared to the floor. Right knee comes in towards the left elbow. Squeeze and lift. Send that leg back. And step it all the way forward. Helping it forward so that the ankle is below or in front of the knee. Back foot draws down, flattening parallel to the back edge of the mat for warrior two footing. Fingertips walk over to the top left corner of your mat. Extend the arms, release the head. Keep the integrity in the bottom half of the body, nice and strong and stable. The upper half of the body is in down dog. Another breath. Begin to walk the hands underneath the shoulders, really ground down through the legs. Float yourself up for warrior two. Look beyond the fingertips. Check out what's happening with that knee. Make sure it's aiming towards the second toe, but not in front of the ankle. And for another breath here. Let's straighten the front leg. Drop the back hand to the back thigh, front arm reaches up, reverse triangle. Another breath. Bring the arms back around, bend the front knee, warrior two. Then take that left hand, swing it down by your hip. Shift everything to face forward, come up onto the ball of the back foot, high lunge. Take a nice full breath in, full breath out. Hands to the heart, shift forward, grounding into that right leg nice and strong. Start to lean and slide that left leg forward, forward fold. Good. Whenever you arrive, release the hands, take a nice full breath in, and the full breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale through center, forward fold. You might bend the knees a lot here and let the belly rest on the thighs, release the head. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, sit back into chair. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Sit a little deeper maybe. Let the tailbone reach back. The arms or shoulders are not happy here. Bring your hands to your heart. One more breath. Press down, lift all the way up, lift the back, bend up high. And then bring the hands through center, forward fold. Ground through the hands, step back with the right foot. Let that right foot come forward a bit and ground the heel. So we've got warrior one legs, railroad tracks or skis. Float yourself all the way up. Take the arms wide. We'll cross right arm over left for either a hug or arms. So wherever you are, if you're in a hug, lift the elbows, drop the shoulders. If you're in eagle arms, lift the fingers, drop the shoulders. Let the pinky edge of the right hand rotate towards the front of the room or the front of your mat. Taking another breath. You might pull the tummy in, lift those fingers, and send the gaze skyward if that feels safe. Grounding down. And then unfloating the arms, unraveling the arms, floating them all the way up. And then place the hands mindfully to the ground. You step back for plank. Move through your vinyasa your way. And you might finish up in child's pose, or you can hang out in down dog if that serves you better. Welcoming a couple good breaths. Letting go of everything outside of this very moment. It's full inhale, full exhale. Very mindfully make your way into down dog. When you arrive, look forward at the front of the mat, come up on tippy toes and walk the feet forward. Stay on tippy toes, so that means you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Bring those feet forward. Keep the heels lifted. Really ground through the legs. Squeeze those glutes. I'm going to slowly, maybe, come all the way up, staying on tippy toes. Have a little fun with it. Use your drishti, use your breath. If you fall out, you're a big whoop. When you arrive, roll the shoulders and very mindfully place the heels down. Good. Take a nice big inhale. Big exhale. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Keep it nice and tall. We're not going to go too deep into this one. Bring the hands to the heart. I'm going to ground. I'm not going to mirror you here since I turned. We're going to ground through the left leg. Lift the right heel. Keep your body in chair pose as best you can. So just the heel is lifted. The toes can stay on the ground. If you want to deepen this, lift that right knee up a little bit, bringing the whole foot off the ground. And then seal the thighs. Wrap that leg around. You can plug the toes into the floor like a kickstand, or wrap it close to your shin or calf. Good. And then inhale and exhale. We're going to sweep the arms up, stand up tall, bring that right knee up towards the chest, and then mindfully step out. Just roll the shoulders, take up some space, maybe a little hula hoop action. And then take a nice big inhale. Let it all go with your exhale. Feel your feet on the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sit back into chair. Not a too deep of one. Hands to the heart if that feels better for you. Ground through the right leg. Lift the left heel, keeping the foot to the floor for just a moment. Stabilize in that right leg, nice and strong. And then start to lift, maybe, the left knee. Good. It's almost like karate kid. And then seal the thighs. Let the toes either drop to the floor or wrap closer to your shin. Good. Another breath here. You got this. Let's sweep the arms out as you bring the left knee up towards the chest. And exhale, release. Roll the shoulders. I feel like I should have inserted a Karate Kid chop or kick in there somewhere. Let's take a nice big inhale. Big exhale. Beautiful. Big breath in. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Round through the feet, let the tailbone reach up. Let the head melt in towards the knees. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Take it all the way up and hands to the heart. Yeah. I'm just going to bring it all together. Find our full eagle posture your way. So ground through the feet. Let's start with the arms. Take the arms out wide. We're going to cross right arm over left. Either a hug or eagle arms. Reach the fingertips up. Drop the shoulders. Start to ground through the right leg. We're going to lift the left heel. Make sure that right knee has that little bend. And then maybe lift the left knee. Maybe seal the thighs. Make sure the right knee has a bend in it. Find your drishti off to the side a little bit. And breathe. Either stay here or start to bend the knee and take the hip back and bring the forearms parallel to the floor-ish. Another breath. Wherever you are, if you fall out, just recenter before coming back in. Do it your way. Let go of what anybody else is doing. If you fold it forward, lift up, and we'll all lengthen, reach the arms out to the side. Take that left leg out to the side. Find a little more balance. Reach it out. Any amount is fine, wherever you are, and even Find a little teeter-totter. And then release that leg down. Release the hands back to center. Tadasana. Find your center. Pull in and up. Let it all go. Big breath in. Big breath out. Take the feet a little bit wider. Toes point out. Heels in slightly. Stretch the arms up if you'd like. And then exhale. Hands to your heart as you melt the hips down, coming into Malasana. Take it as deep or as shallow as you need. Ground through the feet, lift up through the heart. Really pressing down through the pinky edge of the feet to lift the pelvic floor. One more breath here. Ready? We're going to press down and lift up. Stretch those arms up. Bring the toes forward and relax the arms down and roll the shoulders. Big inhale, big exhale. I'm going to bring the feet in a little bit closer so they're hip distance. Arms come out wide. So we're going to do, let's see, left arm over right, I believe. Am I going backwards? Eagle arms or a hug. Good. And then we root down through the right leg. Oh, no, it's the other side, my bad. So we've got right arm over left. I'm getting confused, I apologize because I was mirroring you and then I wasn't. You've got your eagle arms. We're going to root down through the left leg, lift the right heel. And then decide, maybe a little balance is here is perfect for you today. Maybe you seal the thighs. Maybe the toes come to the ground. Maybe they wrap around. Let your standing leg be bent, hips reach back. Either stay there or start to hinge forward, taking the forearms towards the floor. Really stay grounded in the standing leg. Another breath. Root down, lift up if you folded forward. Here comes the fun. We're going to stand up tall, release the right leg, release the arms out to the side. Let that right leg float out. Take up some space. Find a big stretch. And then release that leg down. Roll the shoulders up in the heart. Nice big inhale. Big exhale. Sweep the arms to the sky. Big breath in. Take it through center, forward fold. Just going to ground the hands, step back, make your way back into down dog. If you'd like to reset with one last vinyasa, feel free. And we'll all meet with knees nice and wide, toes together, pressing back into child's pose. Nice full inhale, full exhale. And to walk the hands under the shoulders. Start to lift the torso up. And go ahead and let the hips fall to one side. Bring the feet around front. You might scoot yourself towards the middle front edge of your mat. So I might use the block, so take it with you. You might keep it between the hands, reach it forward, or place the block between your thighs. We'll lower down slowly, little core strength. Just lowering down one vertebra at a time. You can always come down as fast as possible if you're just done and would rather be on the ground. It's understandable. When you get there, knees stay bent, feet flat to the floor. Let's just take a nice cleansing breath. As you exhale, receive the support of the floor underneath you. Extend your right leg straight up in the sky. Make some circles with the ankle. Nice and slow, feel the circles. On the opposite direction. Beautiful. And then bend that knee and place the foot to the ground. Left leg reaches up to the ceiling. Some circles with that ankle. And then other direction. And then place that foot to the floor. And take the feet wide as the mat. And then if it feels okay, take the arms up and over the head. You can also keep them down by your hips if that feels better on your shoulders today. If you take them up and over, you might clasp elbows if the elbows can relax, or clasp wrists. Just make sure the elbows and shoulders are heavy to the floor. And then just a little windshield wiper from side to side. Feel free to stay with the windshield wiper or let the knees fall over to the right. Breathe into the opening in the left side body. If you want more, you can take the right foot and place it on top of the left knee, gently pulling that leg down towards the ground. Only do that if that feels safe for you. If you feel any pulling or pinching, then back off a little bit. You can even do this and put blocks under your knees so you don't go in so deep. Just take a couple of nice, good breaths, breathing into any openings and sensations. Full inhale, full exhale. Another big inhale, another big exhale. Start to fire up your core. Use your core strength to press the back towards the floor as you lift the knees up and windshield wiper from side to side. If you have your hands clasped, you might clasp them the other direction, clasping the other arm, and then let the knees start to fall down to the left. Again, if you want to deepen it, left foot comes on top of the right ankle. Or soften it up by putting some props underneath the legs. Allow a couple good breaths. Go ahead and start to fire up your core, start to root down through the back body, lift the knees up through center, little rock and roll, windshield wiper, whatever feels good here. And let's let the arms come down by your side. Bring the feet in so they're hip distance apart. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze, a big hug, maybe a little rock and roll here. And then place your feet to the floor. If you have a block, you'll take it on the lowest setting. If you don't have a block, you can use a blanket or a pillow if you have one handy. If you don't have either, that's okay. You can do this without as well. If you're using a blanket or a pillow, just roll it up so it's kind of like a rectangle. You're going to take the block lowest setting under the sacrum. Move it around to find your ease, your comfort. So the sacrum should fit pretty comfortably on that block. Take a moment to just breathe into the belly. See how things feel here. Option to stay here, or to float the knees above the hips, or to float the legs up above the knees. Little waterfall action, arms can rest out by your side, palms face up. Let the legs just float as though they're seaweed on the bottom of the ocean. We want to be here with as little work as possible. So if it feels like a lot of work to have the legs up, then don't do that. Let your knees bend and just let them hover. If that still feels like a lot of work, then maybe keep your feet on the floor for this one. Wherever you are, just find some ease. Find some letting go. Be one with your breath. Slowing down the exhale. Feel free to stay here a little longer if it feels delightful for you. Otherwise, very mindfully bending the knees. Use your core to lower the feet to the floor safely. Feel the connection of the feet to the earth. Once you've tuned in, ground down through the feet, start to lift the hips, move that block or blanket or whatever underneath, and then lower down slowly, one vertebra at a time. When the hips land to the earth, please take a nice full breath in and out, using that breath to neutralize the spine. And you can bring the knees into the chest after you've taken that big neutralizing breath, and then roll a little from side to side. If it feels good, you can either continue with rolling or take your hands to your kneecaps and find some circles with those knees. Maybe just two in each direction, nice and slow and mindful to feel each micro movement, connecting you to the earth, massaging yourself. And then bring those knees back through center. Give yourself a nice hug, a tight squeeze, maybe even a little compliment, a reminder that you are doing awesome. Moving through this thing called life as best we can, shining as bright as possible. And then gently release and find your way into your Shavasana. So either bringing some support in for the knees, hips back, maybe a blanket or eye pillow. Release the shoulders down, with the palms face up, with the feet flop out. Allow the eyes to soften, maybe close, maybe just find that soft gaze that you're feeling. Welcome a nice big breath in, fill up the whole body. Big releasing breath out, exhale. Just allow yourself to surrender to the support of Mother Earth as you lay and receive the divine healing benefits of your practice. changing anything, just bring awareness and notice your breath and your body as it is. Notice the stillness inside. Begin to expand your awareness into the space around you. Remembering the room you're in, feeling the air on the skin, noticing sounds. And tuning back into your breath, where you might welcome a deeper, fuller inhale or complete exhale. Just feel that breath, feel the life force fill you up. Nothing else to do but lay here and breathe. Mindfully in, mindfully out. Let the inhale grow to fill every part of your body. And welcome a little movement into fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, arms and legs. And eventually finding a nice big stretch. In your own way, in your own time. Stretching out the arms and legs, maybe turning the head from side to side. And then eventually bending the knees and rolling over to one side. And resting the head on the bottom arm, laying in the fetal position. Taking a moment laying there, softly supported by the earth, held. Reminded that you are loved. You begin to use the top arm as you feel ready. Press yourself up, stay connected inward as best you can. Making your way to your seat. Don't worry too much about what direction you face. Make your way upright. As you find your way, do welcome some more space between each vertebra. Let the crown of the head float up. Check in with the shoulders, let them roll back just a little bit so the heart can shine forward a bit more. Feel the sitting bones ground down as the crown of the head floats up. Just take a moment with yourself here. Please bring the palms together in front of heart center. A nice cleansing breath with me. Big full inhale. Nice audible releasing exhale. And bow down. The beauty, the wisdom, the grace that lives within you, within me, within all of us. Namaste. Hope you have a great day.